Most real-life combat sports organizations have rules which prevent humans from fighting animals, for a number of reasons that I probably don't need to get into here. Bear maulings. That's just one. No such rules exist in video game fighting tournaments, however, where the animal kingdom shows up to kick some ass at pretty much every available opportunity. Here are 7 of our favourite fauna fighters who snuck their way into human fighting game tournaments. The rascals.
Ready, fight! Still looking okay. Nothing to lose. Going.
Fighter's Destiny was a 1998 fighting game for the N64 that pitched a variety of different martial artists against each other in a tournament to determine once and for all which was truly the strongest style. There's a karate expert, a professional wrestler, a ninja, and a clown, I guess. I mean, not a fighting style, but you do you, Pierre.
Nice 2.1.
None of that matters though, because the tournament roster also included clearly the strongest fighter of all, Ushi, who is a cow.
Be careful. 3.1.
Not someone in a cow costume or a human injected with cow DNA to give them the strength of a cow, but an actual, literal dairy cow, who moos and everything.
Stunning player 2.
To be fair, it seems to be working for her, as you can see in this clip of her scoring very highly with her special cow moves in this extremely technical fighting tournament.
Nothing to lose. Nice 2.1.
Wow, impressed the judges with that one. We don't want to baselessly toss around accusations of animal cruelty, but we're pretty sure Heihachi Mishima entering his pet bear Kuma into a fighting tournament, presumably for a laugh, qualifies him for some jail time. Apparently, Kuma is also known as Mad Bear, right? I'd be furious. Luckily though, he's pretty handy in a fight, as when he first debuted, Kuma borrowed most of his moves from Combat Robot Jack, including objectively the best move in the entire Tekken series. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. On you, I guess. You'd have thought, as the series progressed, that Heihachi would have learned some empathy from that time he turned himself into a bear in his ending in Tekken Tag Tournament. Have we ever told you how bonkers Tekken endings are? Maybe in the form of a high-quality numbered list video on YouTube? Points to card, top right? While it's definitely cruel to force an animal to fight for your entertainment, at least brown bears are known to be aggressive. Panda, who has also somehow become a regular combatant in the Iron Fist tournament, is from a species that is literally too lazy to reproduce. Work that one out.
Round 1. Fight! Perfect.
If there's one thing we've learned about the creatures of Australia, it's that they are almost all trying to murder you, so if you're going to survive among the great white sharks, black widow spiders, and venomous snakes, you're going to need to be pretty tough. So while by comparison kangaroos look cute and cuddly, you might not have noticed that they A, love to fight, and B, are absolutely jacked. Which is why we have a suspicion that somewhere deep within his walnut-sized kangaroo brain, Roger from Tekken 2 found the wherewithal to enter himself into the King of Iron Fist tournament, where he can kick 7 shades of, let's assume that's Vegemite, out of a willing parade of humans.
Hey-o!
Someone must have helped him tighten up the boxing gloves though. Try doing that without opposable thumbs. So while we might be pitying most of these animals being exploited for sport, we reckon old Roger is loving it. As is his alternate skin option, later a distinct character in its own right, an actual velociraptor called Alex.
Perfect.
Forget Peter, is there a people for the ethical treatment of people?
Pojo versus the Executioner.
Years before Ubisoft's For Honor, Mace, the Dark Age, was a one-on-one fighting game that pitted medieval warriors from different countries against each other in fights that look almost exactly like footage cut from an episode of Deadliest Warrior for being too boring. It wasn't just knights and samurai and Vikings, however. Mace, the Dark Age, also included several secret characters, one of whom, Pojo, was a chicken.
Round 1. Fight!
And I don't mean Pojo was just afraid of fighting people. I mean he was a real chicken, armed with an arsenal of semi-deadly moves, including pecking, flapping, and harnessing a stockpile of psychic energy and exploding in a mushroom cloud of deadly searing fire? Or even more terrifying, just straight up picking you up and flying off with you, taking you who knows where. Can chickens do that? Might be time to go vegan.
Medicine ball! Meaning medicine ball! Like
Hoppy wins the battle.
I will pump you up!
Clearly, the organisers of the Clay Fighter tournament don't have particularly strict criteria for who they let fight. That's how we ended up with a snowman, a banana, and a giant baby in the mix.
Sniper uppercut.
Representing the animal kingdom in all of this is Hoppy, a rabbit who looks like he's watched one too many 80s action films, if such a thing is possible. Usually, when ranking the deadliness of animals, the rabbit features pretty low down on the list. Hoppy makes up for this by A, being hench AF, and B, getting cybernetic enhancements for Clay Fighter 63 and a third, giving him powerful robot limbs to smack people with.
I will destroy you! Fatality!
Although to be fair, he also bought a gun, which helps.
Giblet time! Who's the man? Fatality!
Interesting. So that's your answer, huh?
You're the most annoying cat I know.
Jubei from the Blaze Blue series of fighting games is a legendary hero and fighter and one of the strongest creatures in the world, who also happens to be a cat in a hoodie 3 sizes too big for him. You might be forgiven for underestimating Jubei. After all, he is a cat, and therefore you'd assume weak against belly rubs, locked cat flaps, and cucumbers. But that's where you'd be wrong, because let your guard down for a second around Jubei, and you're in for one of these. I always was more of a dog person.
Keep hope close, for it may not be there at the end of your journey.
Boring, just like the rest of them.
Battle 1. Fight!
Most superheroes with the animal name Man format come off pretty well out of the deal. Spider-Man gets the cool strength and agility of a spider, along with six-pack abs. Batman gets to co-opt Bat's awesome colour scheme and look badass, and Ant-Man can shrink to the size of an ant, but go back to normal whenever he wants. Lizardman from the Soul Calibur series, however, is just a big lizard. Like, all of the time. Still, that doesn't stop him from showing up to fight the very human fighters in Soul Calibur, somehow figuring out how to hold a sword and shield so he can work out some of the anger he's no doubt feeling about the fact that he looks like a Jurassic Park ride animatronic went haywire. KO! And the fact that they gave him the name Aeon Calcos, which sounds like something you'd use to clean your washing machine. Yeah, I don't speak lizard, mate, what is it? Probably just saying he agrees with me. There you have it, those were some of the animals and games who definitely couldn't legally have consented to take part in a fighting tournament. Any favourites we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and like and subscribe for more videos like this from Outside Xbox. Thanks for watching!